everyone, it's Misty here. Welcome to today's video. Yes, I clickbaited you, but it's on purpose. So, there will be no more videos on this channel relating to beauty. In my last video, I mentioned how I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do with this channel going forward. I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep up, with showing what I'm eating or tracking my weight loss, those kinds of things. And I have been doing more beauty content because that's honestly, it's less stressful for me. Sitting down and putting on makeup is relaxing to me. It brings me joy. It really calms anxiety that I have. So I've been enjoying doing that, but I realized that it's not fair to those of you who subscribe to this channel to have content thrown in your face that you're not the least bit interested in. So I've started a new channel. And I got so creative with it that I named it Misty. I will have it linked down below. So if you are someone who's interested in any of my beauty videos, be sure that you check that out. It's mostly going to be project painting. I've got a Pan Those Eyeshadow series. I'm doing a Pan That palette. I'm doing a monthly makeup basket. That's roulette style. So it's basically going to be centered upon using up makeup or using what I already own rather than consumerism and buying. I will say that I am on the hunt for a really good cool tone palette. If you are someone who has the Natasha Denona Glam palette, please let me know in the comments down below if you think it's cool toned enough and if you think that it's worth the money. If I do decide to get that one, it will be probably around Black Friday because I just don't know that I can spend $65 on an eyeshadow palette. Although I did buy the Pat McGrath Divinity one or whatever it's called for Christmas, and that one was like $75. So I'm not wanting to spend a whole bunch of money on makeup, so it's really hard for me. But my goal is to, move all of that content over to that channel. So if you're interested, it will be linked down below. So that's why I clickbaited you. But I also clickbaited you because I have something to tell you that is going to blow your mind. I stopped taking insulin over a week ago. And it's been good. I've had a couple of mornings where I've woken up where my fasting blood sugar was like 170. The highest it's been was 190. But I know exactly why. It's because I fell asleep after midnight. It's probably 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And I slept in till like 9 or 10. So when my sleep schedule is messed up, my blood sugar is messed up. I mean, I was talking, I think it's Lisa, Keto Living Lisa. Is that her name? Oh my word. Let me pull up my Instagram so I can remember what her name is. Where is she? Yeah, Keto Living Lisa. She and I were talking about blood sugars and how they can fluctuate when you're doing everything right. And I said, even when the wind blows the wrong way. Plus, I've had a headache. When the weather changes, my sinuses go crazy. I get, really bad sinus headaches. And I've mentioned before, and I know some people don't believe it, but I deal with a ton of inflammation. And I already have 2 different autoimmune diseases that cause inflammation. So yeah, fall time is rough. So sometimes I'm going to have a little bit of fluctuation in my blood sugars, but it's not something that I'm going to concern myself with because I am basically eating 0 carb. Yesterday I made low carb cornbread, so there was a little bit of carbs in the almond flour and stuff. I haven't perfected that recipe. Once I get it to where I want it, then I will share it with you guys. I will go back to sharing recipes on this channel too if it's ever something that I've made up, that I haven't shown before. But yeah, I don't know how often I will post over here. I may try to do weekly updates again. Like I said, it's just really, really hard. It's really hard to be scrutinized. Like I got a comment yesterday from someone who's never met me and said, you're lying about what you're eating. And I'm like, why would I even bother to lie about what I'm eating? What does that solve? It solves absolutely nothing. And I share it with you guys on Instagram, pictures of my food. There's no reason for me to lie because if I was like, I just don't understand that mentality. I just don't understand that mentality. What do I gain by lying to you guys? It's not like I'm like, I've gained 50 pounds and I just don't know why. I know exactly why I gained weight, and it's because I went back on insulin and they upped my Lyrica prescription, which causes weight gain. So number one goal for 2020 was to get off insulin, and finally in September, goal met. So going forward, it's going to be to continue keeping it down and hopefully keep it to where I'm diet controlled. Now, I've been playing phone tag with my daggum endocrinologist, but I see my primary care physician on Wednesday and he will do blood work. So we'll see what my A1C is. It may have bumped up a little bit, but it shouldn't have. And right now I'm just above 7. So there's been a couple of days over the last 2 weeks where I've wanted to binge on carbs. And one day I had so much anxiety. I thought I was going to have to take a Valium or call my doctor and ask him to prescribe anxiety meds again. I just had so much anxiety that day. And nothing ever came of it. It was just a feeling of doom and gloom, which I hate when I get that way. But that day I really wanted to, indulge in comfort foods. The 13th, next Thursday or next Tuesday will be the 20th anniversary of my grandmother passing away. So this time of year is also really hard for me because of that, because she was more of a parent to me than my own parents were. So it's really hard. That anniversary is really, really hard for me, and I'm doing my best to just get through it. It's like if I can just get on the other side of October 13th, I think I will be okay. The couple of times that I've thought about it, I've gone and taken my blood sugar, and I'm just like, no, I'm not going to. Like the other night when Rob went to Wendy's and get a Frosty. He's like, do you want anything? I was like, no. And then one night he went and got ice cream, and he's like, do you want anything? I was like, I'll take like some macadamia nuts or something like that. So I am doing about 90% carnivore and 10% keto. Ketovore. I don't know what you want to call it. It's just so much simpler than trying to count macros or anything like that. And I mentioned in the last update that I watched a video about Dr. Ken Berry. He is the only doctor. I shouldn't say that because I haven't watched a couple of others. But if you said Berry or Berg, it will always be Berry. Always be Berry. I don't trust Berg as far as I could throw him. But that's just my opinion. If you like him, that's on you. I won't try to sway you away from him, but I just can't trust someone who's been in trouble with the medical board for practicing medicine when he's a chiropractor, and I just can't. I just don't trust the information he puts out. But anyway, in that video, Dr. Berry mentioned, it's about should you do keto, should you do carnivore, and he mentioned that if you have an autoimmune disease, which I have too, then you really should be doing carnivore. So that's what I'm trying to do. I am not intermittent fasting. I don't know if you guys saw that article about the study that intermittent fasting didn't help this group of people. And I know it helps some people, but I've mentioned in the past that sometimes fasting can make my blood sugars be elevated. And I would rather keep my blood sugar stable than worry about fasting. And I just thought of that. I need to tell Lisa that. Lisa, I don't know if you watch my videos. But yeah, it could be the fasting that causes your blood sugars to be elevated. Because that's what it did to mine. That's why I don't really fast all that much. I am eating intuitively. So I eat when I'm hungry and that's it. I had a bulletproof coffee at 10. It's now almost 2 p.m. I will eat dinner probably around 6, and that'll be it today because I don't feel hungry. And if I do get hungry, I have a little bit of roast beef in the refrigerator, or I can have, some cheese sticks and some pepperoni. It'll be something like that. So I'm getting to the point, I don't know that I'm fat adapted, but I'm getting to the point where I'm not hungry. And let me tell you, I've had a couple of days though where I'm like, okay, what am I going to eat next? I think especially for us women, it can be hormonal. I don't menstruate anymore because I had a uterine ablation. So I never know, like, and I don't track PMS or anything like that, so I never know. So that may be the correlation between those two. I don't really know. But yeah, that's it. So off insulin. Hopefully within the next month or so, the weight will start to come down. I've been holding steady at like between 392 and 395. And like I said, I think it's just going to take a couple of days or maybe even a couple of weeks for my body to get regulated without having the insulin in it. And then I think the weight will start coming off. At least that's what happened before. Other than that, I see my neurologist next week. I think I'm going to have another injection. I need to call back. They called me on Friday to schedule and she hasn't called me back again. I had an injection in my lumbar, which helps some. The issue that I have with it, and this won't make any sense unless you have nerve pain, is I can still feel the nerve being compressed, right? So the sharp shooting pain is no longer there, but the dull thudding pain, or it feels like it's catching on something, that's still there. So it's still a little painful, but I still wear my lidocaine patches and those are helping immensely. Other than that, I see my neurologist next week, and then I see my rheumatologist in November. And yeah, I'm trying to just stay inside, stay safe, and just put one foot in front of the other. And I feel more energized than I have in a long time because of the fact that I got off insulin. And I just went cold turkey. So don't do what I do. Make sure you're talking to your doctor. But I was up at 100 and I kept coming down. And I finally said, you know what? I'm just going to stop and see what happens. And like I said, I've had a couple of days where my fasting blood glucose was about 40 or 50 points higher than it was when I went to bed. But again, I know why. I know the triggers, and I just need to make sure I'm getting in bed earlier than what I'm doing. But that's it. I hope you guys are doing very, very well. Welcome to October. What the hell? What the ever-loving hell? How do we end up in October already? But anyways, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I will be filming a myasthenia gravis video. I may film that as soon as I finish filming this one. We're coming up on 4 years since my symptoms developed, so we'll see. But that's it. Make sure you subscribe to that new channel. Come hang out with me, and I'll see you real soon. Bye for now.